Welcome to the second video on my lumber cart build. In the first video I got the frame and the base done, and I have a link for that below. And in this video I'm going to get started adding the casters. I'm using these PowerTech casters. I really like these. I've used them before on my router table over here. And the thing I really like about them is they're heavy duty and they lock in 2 dimensions. So it'll stop the wheel from spinning, but it also stops the caster from rotating once it's locked. And I do like that. To attach the casters to the base, I'm using some stainless number 14 1.5 inch pan head screws. I'm drilling the holes with a 6mm drill bit. One of the things you do want to be mindful of with these casters is you want to ensure that you will have enough clearance where the caster is overhanging or coming out from underneath that will allow you to lock and unlock the wheel. It's about 3/4 of an inch from the outside edge on the side, and then 3/8 of an inch on the front or the back. I'm going to make a small adjustment to the support that goes between the uprights and underneath the plywood shelf. So the piece will look like this. I want it raised up enough so that it's going to prevent things from sliding out. So it'll probably sit something like this. And obviously if I could go back in time, I would just make these in 18-inch segments and use dowels to join them, and then I wouldn't need to have these rails. So I'm just going to glue these parts together. The last time on the lower shelf I did use some screws, but I don't think I need those. This is just basically an 18-inch piece of 2x4. I ripped it about 1.75 inches at 8 degrees, and then I took the offcut and I'm just gluing it to the back side of it so that when it's in the upright, it'll sit like this, and this will support the plywood shelf. It'll also stop pieces from going out the side of the shelf when they're getting pushed in. It's definitely worth cutting these a little bit longer than you need, so that you can cut them down and sneak up on the fit. So now that the glue is dry, I'm just going to go ahead and clean up the edge. I've already finished this side and I really like the way it turned out. I think this is a much better design than the dados and the rails. To secure these rails to the uprights, I'm just using pocket holes, and I'm using my little Kreg jig to do that. I'm going back 7/8 of an inch from the end, and I'm just using a little 1/4 inch piece of scrap to offset it from this part of the rail. I can't butt it right up against this face because I won't have enough room for the drill to go in. The drill will actually hit this face. So with a 1/4 of an inch offset, it seems to work fine. I ripped all of the 1/4 inch plywood I'm using for the shelves at 82 degrees so they'd fit snugly when sliding them into the uprights. Using some scrap for scaffolding to hold the parts in place, I'm able to test the angles and the part lengths before moving forward with the rest of the assemblies. I'm using a 60-degree angle for the rail coming off the upright and a 76-degree angle at the top of the support. The support is attached to the cart with a 98-degree angle. Something like this. I think it's a pretty good fit. So to join these two together, I'm going to use dowels. Again, I'm using the 1/2 inch guide. I'll probably put 2 dowels kind of in the middle, like that. I'm going to be referencing off these 2 faces, obviously. The 2 inside faces, because those are what are joining together. And then to make sure that the holes are going to line up, I'm going to reference off these 2 edges. Another thing you have to pay attention to is how deep that you're drilling. This dowel jig has an adjustment on it to adjust how deep these are going, and you want to set it so you're in the middle of whatever material you're using, so that's kind of in the middle. Doesn't have to be exact, but the closer you are, the better off you are. And that will ensure that the holes will line up and the dowels will fit well. One last thing to mention is you need to be aware of how deep you're drilling. So these are 3-inch dowels. So I want to go in at least 1.5 inches on either side. A little bit more for room for the glue. That you set with the stop collar on the drill bit. This guy right here with the hex key. So we referenced off here, so we're referencing off here, and then we drilled the first 2 holes. So these are so that we line up, we want to make sure we drill these 2 and not these 2. So that the dowels won't extend through the faces of the uprights, I just went ahead and cut them off a little bit short. I don't have any shorter dowels right now. Well, that'll wrap up this video. Stay tuned for the final video where I finish up these two guys and add some amazing shelves over here. You can never have too many shelves. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.